Good morning, you're watching Chartbusters here on CNBC-TV18 on this final Friday of 2024, and the markets are looking to cheer this final Friday. Some bit of short covering coming in on the index. I am Hormas Fatakia, with me is Vinny Motiwala. Vinny, good morning. Finally, some bit of green that you're seeing on the screen.
Absolutely,
for the markets.
Some bit of a green coming in from banks, mid-caps. Yesterday, that was a bit on the red side of broader markets, but today, at least holding on to that green. So we'll keep an eye out on where that is headed through the day as well, and hope we don't see the downturn coming in post 2 o'clock, which normally shapes up for the market.
Indeed, and 23,914 was that level from which the Nifty had begun the last series, so it's trading above that level. And now there is a lot of primary market action, of course, that has been panning out, right? 5 listings that have taken place today, and we'll speak to a couple of them on the show. One of them is Sanathan Textiles, which saw a strong listing, stock listed at 422, which is around about a 31% premium compared to its issue price of 321 rupees. To discuss the future outlook, the post-listing plans for the company, we have Samir Dattani, the director, who is joining us on the show. Samir, good morning. Thank you for joining in, and firstly, many congratulations on your listing. It's a big day for your company. Let's get straight to numbers then. Now that you are a public company, you would be at the liberty to share numbers. How has this second half so far panned out for the company in terms of demand, in terms of business otherwise, and what is the kind of growth that you are envisaging for the full year?
Hi, good morning to you and all the viewers. Thank you so much. It's an important day for us today. It's a very big milestone in the journey of the company. And yeah, we are all geared up. You know, it's been a great sign of confidence from each and every investor that we see today. And we're geared up for the journey ahead. I'm proud to share with you that our new production facility is going to start in the first financial quarter of 2025, where we'll be more than doubling capacities, our polyester filament yarn capacity. So our current yarn capacity, which is about 223,000 tons, will be crossing more than 550,000 tons in the years to come. And all of it is ready. It's in the last stage of commissioning.
Hi, Samir. Good morning. This is Vinny this side as well. So firstly, congratulations on a good listing coming in. Like you were talking about the capacity addition that is coming in as well. I want to know and understand, what would the addition be to your top line coming in on that front? Currently, obviously, for FY24, revenues were at around 3,000 crores. What are we expecting by the end of FY25 to come in for the company, given that you have this new facility in place?
So in FY25, we should manage to get at least 3 quarters of production of the first phase of the plant. And our current capacity, which is 223,000 tons, we'll be able to produce and sell another 2 lakh tons in the coming year, in the first year of commissioning of the plant. And in the following year, we'll be getting the entire financial year of full production capacity from the new facility.
Samir, but talking of numbers, right, your revenue and profit both saw a sharp decline in FY24 compared to the previous 2 years. What do you attribute that to? And do you expect this new capacity that is coming on stream, would that help reverse this declining trend that you've seen?
See, considering that our capacity is going to double in absolute terms, we see that upside in the coming years for sure. As far as the margins were concerned, there was a bit of a shake-up after the global, issues, the geopolitical issues that we all experienced. But we see it settled down, and the April, May, June quarter, again, we saw normalization of margins, and we see that to continue in the coming years.
Okay, normalization of margins. I think last time when we spoke also, you highlighted at the 10 to 11% margin. I just want to understand which segments are high margin business. So I just wanted to understand which are these high margin business for you.
Average, we've managed to do about a 10.5–11% EBITDA. And we have 3 yarn verticals. We have a polyester filament yarn business, we have a cotton yarn business, and we have yarns for technical textiles. Now, yarns for technical textile is a much smaller base, but it's high margin. It's a new segment, currently contributing to 5% of our revenue. The polyester filament yarn segment is growing tremendously in terms of demand, because all the incremental yarn demand that we all have is going to get filled up by the polyester filament yarn. This has happened world over, and we see this happening in India as well. Cotton, of course, continues to remain a premium product used for specific end-user applications. And at Sanathan Textiles, our cotton offering is mainly focused on fine, compact yarns used for innerwear, shirtings, home textiles kind of applications.
Samir, final question then, two-part question actually. Exports of your company have reduced over a period of time. Is this a strategic move to shift more focus towards the domestic market, or is this demand concerns? And part two of my question pertains to imports, right? How much of the company depends on import of raw materials, and do you plan on bringing that number down as well?
So the exports is completely strategic, depending on whichever gives us a better net back, because the India market is growing. And what you see is direct export, of course. We also have a certain percentage of indirect export, which are our customers who are buying our yarns and converting into fabrics and garments and exporting that. So it's a completely strategic move of how much we want to participate in the direct export and how much we want to place domestically, depending on the net back and the profitability that is available for us for the year. As far as imports is concerned, this year we imported almost 50% of our raw material requirements in the polyester sector. And in the coming years, depending on raw material availability, pricing and strategy, this basket keeps moving. But I think in the coming years, we will be sourcing a bit more domestically.
Okay. Samir, thank you so much, for joining in with us today on CNBC TV18, talking to us about the outlook of the company, and hope to see you more often now. And it's going to be a quarterly thing, given that you're now listed. So every earnings, hope to see you and more often. Thanks for that. But on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break. And on the other side, we'll be joined by Digambar Bagde, who is the Executive Chairman at Transrail Lighting, to discuss the company's post-listing strategies. So stay tuned in for that. Welcome back to Chartbusters on CNBC TV18. As of now, Nifty almost near the day's highest point, 0.7% of uptick, 23,900 is what the Nifty is holding on to. Broader markets also performing and holding on to some bit of a gain, at least that we're seeing coming in from the mid-cap side on the green front, as well as small cap is something that we're watching out for as well. Though mid-cap as of now off the day's highest point, seeing a bit of a decline in the last few minutes. Where that is going to be headed, keep an eye out on the broader market specifically. So that's the update on that front. Now, some of the names that we should talk about this week that were buzzing, we have Akum Drugs, that's in focus. Amber Enterprises, that's also in focus. And, we've seen sharp moves coming in this stock, whether it's on the upside or the downside. Now, Akum Drugs is up almost for the week to date. It's up 15-16%. Amber Enterprises today also seen a bit of a decline coming in. But keep an eye out on Amber Enterprises as well. And Intellect Design, that was buzzing in trade in the last few trading sessions, today seems like some bit of a profit booking that we're seeing coming in for these stocks. But yes, let's shift our focus and to our special segment where we will get you a few ideas for profit from Money Control Pro. Madhu Chanda De of moneycontrol.com joins us now to talk to us about the stock that she's tracking closely.
We are talking about Mass Financial, the Gujarat-based NBFC lending primarily to the underserved. In the past few months, the stock has significantly underperformed, mainly due to asset quality concerns at the bottom of the pyramid. Mass, however, has largely remained insulated from the same going by the quarterly updates. However, what is going to change in the quarters going ahead is loan growth. As against earlier guidance for 20 to 25% kind of a loan growth, the company is likely to see deceleration in its loan growth, perhaps to the tune of 18 to 20%. However, as the company is likely to prioritize asset quality over loan growth, we should expect stability in its NPA. The company is also looking at a stable net interest margin. Mass has very limited exposure to the unsecured segment. In the next leg of growth journey, the company is likely to see acceleration in its housing finance business. Thanks to the correction, the valuation of Mass Financial is now much more reasonable for a high ROA and a high quality business.
Some ideas for profit there from Money Control Pro. Just before we head into that break, pull up the rupee, and that is heading towards 85.50 now as we speak. So more depreciation continuing for the currency. 8th straight day of an all-time low for the rupee as compared to the US dollar as the year winds down to a close. But time for a short break. More on the markets and specific stocks on the other side. Stay tuned. Back with us on Chartbusters, continuing our focus on the 5 new listings, and the other one on the show that we have today is Transrail Lighting, which had a good debut on the exchanges as well, a 590 rupee listing compared to an issue price of 432. To discuss the company's post-listing strategies, we are joined by Digambar Bagre, the executive chairman of the company. Mr. Bagre, good morning. Thank you so much for joining in, and congratulations on the listing first up. It's a big day for your company as well. Now that you are listed, you can share some numbers with us, sir. What are the growth targets that you are penciling on the revenue and the profit front for both FY25 and for FY26 as well, if you could share that number?
Good morning and thank you for calling. So just I would like to brief you that last 3 years we have grown by 30% and also a good EBITDA margin as compared to our in the industry. And we have got a very strong order book and we are quite diversified and highly backward integrated. So we find that we will have a very good growth, similar growth what we had in the past. But yes, we have a very good order book to back.
Absolutely, sir. Good morning. This is Vinny joining in the conversation as well. Talking about order book as well, on the IPO date and around that time, the order book was more than 10,200 crore rupees. Plus, I think there's a 3,200 crore L1 order also, which are won. So, overall, currently, what's the status? If you could give us a number in terms of an order book?
That I'm sorry, we will not be able to give the current status because we are. What we can say that as on June we had a 10,200 crores of order book with 3,500 crores of L1, and we will have the similar kind of order book coming in future also, because there is a very good prospects, business prospects in all our business verticals, whether it is domestic T&D or international T&D, civil and railways. So we'll build up our order book in future also as we are built up till now.
So would it be fair to say, Mr. Bagre, that you would be ending the year with around about 15,000 crores of your order book, and now that you are L1 in around about 3,000 crores, what is the prospective pipeline for orders that is lined up for the remainder of the year as well, sir?
See, whatever L1 we had declared in the month of June, those definitely are going to be crystallized. By the year end, in the next 2-3 months time, we will definitely have those orders in hand. Plus some tenders are also we are bidding, so we expect to become L1 in one or some tenders. So right now it's very difficult to tell me what will be the order book ending, because we'll be consuming also some orders by March.
How much, you mentioned you are trying to bid for a few more tenders, Mr. Bagre. How much of those are worth? If you could give us a number on that.
See, there are about 10,000 crores of tenders which are being floated, and we will be definitely bidding and try to get something out of it. How much we will get is difficult because it's a competitive business and we have to compete with the other players also. Okay. But so far our winning rate has been good, comfortable, and we have actually shown the growth during last 3 years because of the good order booking only.
Okay, so waiting out for 10,000 crores of orders that are floated, hoping to get some out of that. Sir, what we also want to know is in terms of demand shaping up, especially on the international front in the power T&D space, specifically because you have some of the exposure to those areas which are facing some geopolitical tensions right now.
See, everywhere there will be some political problems, and those problems are getting solved by the government, because the transmission line we are setting up are very important, national importance to those countries, and therefore there may be some setback for 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 months, but subsequently the work will get restarted, and the lines are to be completed as per the requirement of the country.
What about margins, Mr. Bagre?
We don't see any challenge in completing the projects.
Right. What about margins, Mr. Bagre? Because there is, since you mentioned that you are in a highly competitive industry and your peers in the same segment are struggling to reach that 10% margin mark over these last few years, what is your status currently, and do you expect to maintain margins where they are currently, or do you expect to see some bit of growth going into the next year as well?
See, last year we have actually registered 11.73 EBITDA margin, and in the first quarter also you will see that we have declared 13% EBITDA. And our order book is quite healthy, and we'd like to continue the same, maybe in the same range. We would like to declare, show the profit in the subsequent quarters and the year end.
Okay, sir, and
see, as see, we are heavily backward integrated, and we have got 60% of the material cost under our control, and also the 30% construction is under our controls, and most of the projects have got price variation. International projects have got a price variation clauses, so we don't lose anything out of because of the commodity increase. So that is how we have been able to maintain good margin.
All right, Mr. Bagre, thank you so much for joining in. Wish you good luck as a listed company as well. That was the management of Transrail Lighting. Let's go across to the Prime Minister who's speaking on the demise of Dr. Manmohan Singh.
यहाँ जीवन के हर क्षेत्र में उपलब्धियां हासिल करना ये सामान्य बात नहीं है। अभावों और संघर्षों से ऊपर उठकर कैसे ऊंचाइयों को हासिल किया जा सकता है, उनका जीवन ये सीख भावी पीढ़ी को देता रहेगा। एक नेक इंसान के रूप में, एक विद्वान अर्थशास्त्री के रूप में और रिफॉर्म्स के प्रति समर्पित लीडर के रूप में उन्हें हमेशा याद किया जाएगा। एक अर्थशास्त्री के रूप में उन्होंने अलग अलग स्तर पर भारत सरकार में अनेक सेवाएं दी। एक चुनौतीपूर्ण समय में उन्होंने रिजर्व बैंक के गवर्नर की भूमिका निभाई। पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री भारत रत्न श्री पीवी नरसिम्हा राव जी की सरकार के वित्त मंत्री रहते हुए उन्होंने वित्तीय संकट से घिरे देश को एक नई अर्थव्यवस्था के मार्ग पर प्रशस्त किया। प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में देश के विकास में और प्रगति में उनके योगदान को हमेशा याद किया जाएगा। जनता के प्रति, देश के विकास के प्रति उनका जो कमिटमेंट था उसे हमेशा बहुत सम्मान से देखा जाएगा। डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी का जीवन उनकी ईमानदारी और सादगी का प्रतिबिंब था। वो विलक्षण सांसद थे। उनकी विनम्रता, सौम्यता और उनकी बौद्धिकता उनके संसदीय जीवन की पहचान बनी। मुझे याद है कि इस साल की शुरुआत में जब राज्यसभा में उनका कार्यकाल समाप्त हुआ, तब मैंने कहा था कि सांसद के रूप में डॉक्टर साहब की निष्ठा सभी के लिए प्रेरणा जैसी है। सत्र के समय अहम मौकों पर वो व्हीलचेयर पर बैठकर आते थे, अपना संसदीय दायित्व निभाते थे। दुनिया के प्रतिष्ठित संस्थानों की शिक्षा लेने और सरकार के अनेक शीर्ष पदों पर रहने के बाद भी वो अपनी सामान्य पृष्ठभूमि के मूल्यों को कभी भी नहीं भूले। दलगत राजनीति से ऊपर उठकर उन्होंने हमेशा हर दल के व्यक्ति से संपर्क रखा, सबके लिए सहज उपलब्ध रहे। जब मैं मुख्यमंत्री था तब डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी के साथ राष्ट्रीय और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय अनेक विषयों पर उनसे खुले मन से चर्चाएं होती थी। यहां दिल्ली आने के बाद भी मेरी उनसे समय समय पर बात होती थी, मुलाकात होती थी। मुझे उनसे हुई मुलाकातें, देश को लेकर हुई चर्चाएं हमेशा याद रहेगी। अभी जब उनका जन्मदिन था तब भी मैंने उनसे बात की थी। आज इस कठिन घड़ी में मैं उनके परिवार के प्रति अपनी संवेदनाएं व्यक्त करता हूं। मैं डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी को सभी देशवासियों की तरफ से श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करता हूं।